Hello, hello, and welcome. Let's give it another minute before other people can join in there. See if we got a little bit of power. If anyone could let me know how crazy the volume is here so we don't blow your ears out, that'd be awesome. Thank you. So I'm kind of getting an echo, but I'm not too sure if that echo's just on my end or not. It seems to be running okay. Alright. We'll just pop up Karen's stories. And I close my story tab. Oh man, so disorganized. Why is always... Hey? You do have the effect on me. But it's okay. Okay, so where did we finish off? We finished off at the Saintess took too long. I think we were talking about that this morning, weren't we?
Yeah, I think we were on the walk.
Yeah. Saintess took too long.
Wait, so I get to hear the story I was talking about directly?
Yep. Oh no, fictionpress.com. Checking to see if I'm just a bot. There we go.
You're just a bot? I thought you were more than a bot.
Just a bot. There we go. Probably could get 3 of your stories. And then we'll see how this fanfic is crazy. Then we'll jump into the one I did. Cringe-tastic cringe. There we go. Huzzah! And the camera's all the way back there. But that's okay. Alright. Cool. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. So, yeah, the first story, I probably should put a timestamp here. But it doesn't matter because I can't even see the thingy anyways. Okay, so first one is, you are now reading Yugi and Seto's Daughters, Stuck in the Past, Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan-fiction. I guess I'll read the introduction thing. Let's see. Okay, that doesn't really tell you much. Alright, can we see the mouse? Awesome. Okay, so Amitmoto and Luna... What the hell? Kaibara god sisters are very close, but because of magic and accidents, these two are sent back in time to the Duelist Kingdom. These 213... Oh, these two 13-year-olds have to find a way back home with the help of Yugi and the gang without screwing. I'm assuming it says screwing.
The time sense continuum.
And it just cuts off, so that's kind of weird. Because it says these two 13-year-olds have to find a way back home with the help of Yugi and the gang, along without screwing. And I'm like... Without...
I'm assuming it's screwing up the time thingy.
Yeah, probably screwing up the time thingy.
I mean, if they said they literally meant without screwing, then it's like very easy. They're 13-year-olds.
They're 13, and I can't remember how old Yugi and the crew are. I'm pretty sure they're in high school, so anywhere from like 15 to 17. Alright, let's go. Chapter 1! Oh wow, even got ads. Ad blocker, you absolutely failed me. Okay, let's go. What the heck is this? Interesting. Oh well, okay, let's go. Amit's point of view. Emma looks like the cover and Luna is the pic above. Okay, so she looks like that. Oh, and the pic above. Okay, cool. That doesn't really tell us much, though, because I don't remember what the characters look like. So I woke up to the sound of my little brother yelling at me to get up. My little brother's name is Yamino. Okay, that's actually a pretty clever name. I like that. Ah, that's a good name. And there's no punctuation again, dear lord. We call him Yami, though he's 8 years old. No space. I wish I had that dingy thing. Like ding, 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 for like every mistake.
Oh, that's a cinema sense counter.
Yeah.
Trademark that.
Yeah, exactly. I love that sound, though.
It is a very good sound.
Yeah. I like this in the story. Ding. Because I do have the sound effect, it's just not set up yet. Anyways, because that... Oh, bad grammar.
You lost your place?
No, it's not even just losing my place. It's just the grammar. There's missing spaces, I's aren't capitalized.
I mean, I's are never capitalized because when they are, it's all about I.
Oh my god. Well, I guess there's a me in team too. And if you combine their powers, you get item. Or I-team, I guess. The precursor to like Google something and Zoom.
Or you get May, who's the ultimate I-me.
Oh my god. I-me. I haven't thought of that in years. Anyways, let's see if we actually stay on topic tonight. I doubt it. And when I quickly got dressed... when I got up, I quickly got dressed to go meet my friends. I put on a black shirt, dark blue tank top, dark blue knee-high stockings, black runners, a belt to hold my deck, and I put my hair up in a spiky ponytail. Huzzah! I ran downstairs to see my dad sitting at the counter, reading while trying to stay awake. I am the exact replica of my dad, except... What, huh? While my little brother looks more like... What? I am...
Replica of my dad.
I am the exact replica of my dad, while my little brother looks more like our mom, Taya. Oh, it's supposed to be our, not our.
O-U-R, different than A-R-E.
I know. O-U-R versus A-R-E. Hey, welcome in, Fury. Am got dressed, have to go to meet friends. Huzzah! Who has friends? No one these days, hey? And we got lols. All right, let's figure this out. How you doing today, Fury? Because I know Azri's got stuff going down. And Benji's just drawing or getting drunk. I'm not too sure. If you're here, I've apologized. You haven't commented yet, so I'm assuming you're doing something on your own. Where did we go? He has brown hair with... Oh my god. He has brown hair with blonde lightning bangs. And light blue eyes. I yelled bye to my family and quickly ran to the museum to meet my friends / god siblings. What? Oh my god. About to play hunt with a friend, so can't be here for long, sadly. Oh, no worries. Go enjoy your hunting. Just don't get shot, don't get banged up too badly. Or you can get banged too. I mean, you know, nothing wrong with a little bang, bang, bang. I realize that could be taken into context. Oh, man. Yeah, see? Oh, I'm not good at this reading tonight.
I feel like someone's distracting you.
No, it's not you distracting me. I just don't have mental capacity. Okay, where are we? There we go. When I got there, I saw Mika Wheeler, Luna Kaiba, Isis Ishtar, Tina Taylor, and Rihanna Bakura. Wow, I wonder who was an influence when you're writing this story. Rihanna, Luna, Mika, and Isis are all my god siblings. Oh, I almost forgot to mention who has what millennium item. Oh no, spelling. The spelling's atrocious. Millennium. Okay, anyways. I'm not going to fixate on that. Well, I have the puzzle. Surprisingly, Luna got the rod. Isis has the necklace. Rihanna has the ring, and I don't know where the rest are. Okay. When I got there, I jumped up and hugged the life out of Luna. Out of all my siblings, Luna and I are the closest. Yet, we do fight a lot. Sounds like teenage girls for sure. She got the 3 blue eyes white dragons in her deck, while I have the 3 Egyptian god cards, Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl in my deck. That sounds obscurely overpowered, and doesn't sound like it's going to work, if I remember the card game correctly. Me and Luna also soon realized that the others have already gone in, but when we were about to run inside, our millennium items began to glow. Oh no! They're glowing like they usually do. We stopped and stared at them before a white light consumed us, and we were gone, and we both blacked out. Okay.
You have to make sure he blacked out first.
Well, I just see like 2 teenage girls just like grabbing like a drink of alcohol. Yay! Wow, it's so great! And then just like fall over. And then they wake up. What happened? There's light everywhere.
Your parents are like, you reek of alcohol. Go get dressed.
Wait, go get dressed?
Yeah, go get dressed.
Oh my god. Yugi's point of view. Me and the gang were walking through, we through the forest, not through, but... Oh my god. Me and the gang were walking through the forest on Duelist Island when a bright light blinded us. When the light cleared, there were two unconscious girls. One looked a lot like me, even though she had the puzzle, while the other looked like Kaiba. Weird. The one who looked like Kaiba began to stir and we all hid behind some trees. She opened her eyes to reveal icy blue eyes identical to Kiaba's, but they had a small mix of hazel in them. Very good attention to detail. Holy crap. She quickly sat up and looked around frantically. Her eyes landed on my look-alike, and she ran over to her, yelling her name. Amit! Amit! Please get up! Oh, I guess that's the female voice. Screwed that up already. Amit, that's a strange name. My look-alike then began to stir as she opened her eyes to reveal big, innocent, violent eyes. So much like my own. She quickly sat up and held her head in pain. Luna! What in the name of Ra happened and where's everyone else? I don't know. The rod and puzzle just started to glow for some reason, and the next thing I know, we wake up here. Okay. Maybe they are drunk. Oh, this place looks familiar. Wait a minute. This is Duelist Island. Okay, but why are we here then? Don't tell me you don't see it. This place looks different. Look at the trees. They're shorter than before. Luna, don't you think that was time travel, did you? Why is time travel one word? Nonsense. Magic isn't real anymore, remember? It got sealed away when Uncle Yugi sealed it away. What? Oh, gotcha. Okay. Uncle Yugi, could they possibly be from the future? Me and the gang had all had a surprised look on our faces. What? Oh, when? When she said the Uncle Yugi part. Calm down, Luna. You know for a Kaiba you are stupid. Huh. What was that, Moto? Now is not the time for insults. I'm freaking out because if this is time travel, which is now space, then that means we were missing from our time, and that means Dad is going to do something stupid and reckless. Well, at least she knows her father. I know. I don't want to picture the look on Uncle Seto's face if he hears we went missing. Now that I think about it, he'll more than likely blame it on Uncle Joey and Aunt Mai. Wow. The blame game is... Oh. I could just... It sounds like kids just bickering. The girl known as Luna Kaiba had... What? The girl known as Luna Kaiba just slumped down with her head in her hands, while the girl known as Amit Moto just put a hand on her shoulder. Then they started talking again. It's going to be okay, Luna. It's more my dad we should be worried about, along with Uncle Joey. Knowing them, they'll do something stupid and reckless and get themselves hurt. That... Amit, I really hate magic! What's that? Yeah. Ha ha ha! I know you do, Kaiba, but right now we really need to find out how far back we got sent. It has to be more than 20 years back since I can see a difference between the height and the trees, and judging by the sounds of the duels going on, what? When the fuck does that sentence even start? Can I highlight that? Okay, my brain just died. It has to be more than 20 years back, comma. I can see a difference between the height in the trees, and by judging the sounds of the duels going on, that I can hear then this is the Duelist Kingdom tournament that our parents told us about. Oh, so maybe someone is hungover. Really? Sweet. It's not even taken seriously. That's great. But remember, we can't screw up the timeline either, or else drastic things could happen in our timeline. They nodded at each other, but then her puzzle began to glow. She looked at it closer, her eyes for a moment, and then opened around them and turned our direction. Please come out, Yugi, Joey, Tristan, and Taya. How would you know? It just pointed towards them. Oh my god, my compass is north. That means the McDonald's is over there. I've been looking for that.
I mean, chances are there is a McDonald's to the north.
I mean, yeah, you're right. There is one by the one station.
You walk far enough any direction, you're gonna find McDonald's.
There's McDougal's everywhere. Ba 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 ba. I'm loving it. We all came out from our hiding spots, and the two inspected us. Amit, I'm guessing the girl's name was, smiled at us, while the other looked away with a cold look on her face. Well, considering you were eavesdropping on our conversation, as you were, you're aware of our... What? Predicament.
Predicament?
No, predicament. Oh yeah, predicament. Okay. They tried. We'll give it that. Yugi. Yes, so you two are from the future. Can you tell us your names? Luna. I'm Kaiba Luna, daughter of Seto Kaiba and Serenity Kaiba.
Yes, let's just give them all.
Serenity Kaiba? You mean my little sister? Yes, Uncle Joey. Now hush. You're giving me an awful headache. Wow, what a bee. Amit. And I'm Amit Moto, daughter of Yugi Moto and Teo Moto. My eyes almost fell out of my head. Me and Teo looked at each other. We just sort of, stared until Tristan decided to butt in. Who did me and Joey end up with, and what are the names of our kids? Well, Joey married my Valentine, and Tristan, you married a girl named Abby, who you met when you were like 20 years old, I do believe. How old are you two? Where 13? Because the apostrophes just don't exist anymore. And we're god sisters. I have 4 godfathers too. Ha ha ha. What are the names of your godfathers? This sounds like a Mary Sue kind of character. Like that's kind of the vibes I'm getting.
I mean, considering how the world hasn't had consequences of this yet, like, I don't know.
Yes.
But she is very much in a self-indulgent author insert moment.
Yep.
I don't know how quote-unquote perfect she is, or, how the world is bending around her to obey her whims, but...
I'm pretty sure we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Joey Wheeler is one of them, along with Seto Kaiba, Ryo Bakura, Merrick Ishtar are all my godfathers. You haven't met Merrick yet, but you do... What? You haven't met Merrick yet, but you do soon, sadly not under good circumstances. Circum. I kind of like that. That sounds cute. We can't go into full detail since it could cause a rift in time, which probably has already happened because he told everyone who they're going to be with. But we can say little things like that.
Little things like, hey,
you two are gonna bang and have a child, and you are gonna get married, and you're all part of my family. But that won't cause any destruction at all in the timeline, right?
Yeah, just the part where we tell you when it happens.
When it happens. Still can't believe I was staring at my future daughter. Then a question popped into my head. Do you have any other siblings? Hey! Oogly fake... What? Oogly bang balls boo. Welcome in, Benji. We're reading bad Yu-Gi-Oh! Fanfics. And I'm already sucking. It's not good. Yeah, I do. A little brother named Yamino Moto. He's 5 years younger than me. And Luna has a younger sister, too. Yeah, I do. She's 8th swell. And her name is Sarah Kaiba. What's the name of my kids? Well, there's your eldest daughter who happens to be my best friend. Her name is Mika Wheeler, and she has a 2-year older brother named Jacob. The only normal name here. And you're Jacob. The end. And there's Tina Taylor, Tristan's only child. We all stared at her amazed. What surprised me the most was that Kaiba had any children at all. Nonetheless, 2 of them, and then married Serenity Wheeler at that. I only had one thought in my head at this very moment. How are we going to help them get back home?
That's the thought?
How many chapters are there? Oh, so there's only 2 chapters. I think I found something with that last with you. Oh no. Bad fanfics still get more action than my brother. You're not wrong, Benji. You're not wrong at all. There's some sketchy stuff. Oh, that's a good insult. Amit's point of view. As we all sat there, a question popped into my head. Hey, Luna, what are we exactly going to do that isn't in our time so we can't just go walking around? We look way too much like our fathers to do that. That actually never crossed my mind. Is there any way in hell that we are changing our looks either? Maybe? We looked at each other, then back at each other's. Oh, at the others. I screwed that up. They all had a lot. What? They all had a thinking look, and then Yugi looked like he got an idea. Well, for you and Amit, we could just say that you're my little sister that I don't like to talk about. But for Luna, we can always say that it's just a coincidence. No, my father would find the resemblance between us too uncanny just be mere coincidence. If I remember that correctly, he doesn't believe in magic in this time either. So we can't just tell him we're from the future, can we, Amit? We could try. I mean, it's worth a shot. If he gets suspicious about our resemblance, we should try to see if Yugi's idea will work. Hey, Daddy! It's like, no, stop it, child.
That's creepy.
That is creepy. I can't even imagine. You're like 17 years old or whatever, and you're like, oh, that's my kid, hey? I failed as a parent. I'm not even a parent yet. Hey?
It's like, well, that's some inspiration I'll take into never being a father again. Oh no, I just broke the time-space balloon.
It's fine. Like, the time is like, just like rippling in the sky. Oh, that's normal. We can just see time and space slowly falling apart. I scratched the back of my head sheepishly, and Luna smiled at me and nodded. We looked over them, and they told us how far into the tournament they were. They were on their way to Pegasus's castle. Witch! Look at that. That's a good witch.
Yeah.
Which
we don't know if it's Luna the Good Witch or the Wicked Witch of the West.
True. Or maybe Pegasus's castle is actually a mobile witch who flies on the broom and goes into like some other dimension.
Isn't that an what's it called? A Ghibli restaurant? A Studio Ghibli. Man, the crowd just massacred me. Isn't that like a Studio Ghibli reference?
I think so. The
Howl's Moving Castle.
Howl's Moving Castle. Wasn't there a castle in the sky as well?
Castle in the Sky is the, it doesn't have witches in it. It has golems that are activated by magic and a tree that protects the people as it falls back to the ground.
Sounds like a castle in the sky.
Yeah.
Witch. Good job, Benji. Still remember that from like bad English class in school. Oh, new Studio Ghibli film comes out in December. It looks amazing. What's it called? Because I haven't looked into that. Actually.
I have just not participated in internet for a while.
That's true.
Half true. We participated in a stream like 2 days ago.
That is true. Let's see. They were on their way to Pegasus Castle, which means that Yugi is going to have to fight Uncle Seto soon. And then bad things happen with the spirit and the puzzle. Me and Luna looked at each other and then told them that, we would just follow them around and get involved if we have to. And so we started our way to Pegasus's castle.
Yes, how do we affect the time-space continuum in a way that won't disrupt it? We go deep into the heart of the time-space continuum.
Exactly. The Boy and the Heron. I read that as the Boy and the Heroine at first. So I'm like, that doesn't sound like a good movie. Heroine. Boy. Oh, and then it's like the end. The boy died. Let's see. It's blah, 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 blah. Okay, so when we got there, just like from what we heard in the story, Seto Kaiba was waiting there for us, but he looked over at me and Luna as we hung around the side of the group near the back. Or you could just say behind the group, because English is complicated. He shook his head and continued to speak to the rest of the group. Pretty soon we're on top of the castle and Yug and Seto were about to duel. Me and Luna looked over at each other and I nodded my head. Before the duel started, I closed my eyes and focused on entering Yugi's mindscape. Ooh, it's like RuneScape, but for, like, your mind. When I opened my eyes, I saw two rooms. One dark and mysterious and the other bright and childish. I walked over to the darker one and entered. When I entered, Adam stood before me, but I had to call him Yami since he did not know his name yet. He looked at me bewildered. That's how I got in there. How did you get in here? Ah, simple, really. You are forgotten. I still have my Millennium item from my time, which doesn't screw up the time continuum. I just got this item from the future. Don't worry, it's fine. Look at that, Millennium. Millennium.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it's kind of like aluminium. You just misspell it when you can.
true. He has a sacred aluminium. Studio Jiggly presents The Boy Does Heroin. Yes! The boy does heroin. And everyone feels great. Actually, you probably would feel great. You'd be like, oh!
You feel great? Oh, it's like that meme with the girlfriend in the car.
Yeah!
Alright, well, now we're laughing. Well, we should probably explain some of it to the chat. I'll let you go first.
What? I love it when you talk about stuff? Oh, I love it when you do heroin in the car. Is that the one? No.
No, the girlfriend walking by and the guy's like...
Oh, yeah, the drug dealer. Yeah, there's this lady who comes across her ex, and he's in this very beautiful, fancy car, and he's like, hey, I'm happy to see you again. You said I'd amount to nothing. I can't believe it. Look at me now driving this car. Just, oh my God, whatever the ex's name is. I can't believe it's you. And then she looks very ashamed, very embarrassed. And then the camera zooms out, and he's like on the ground with like a needle in his arm, and he's just like, yeah, my car. Like just pretending to drive while it's like shirtless and his pants are all torn. Then she just like walks away from him. I'm like, yeah, that kind of sounds right.
Oh, the church is going off.
Oh, the church bell? Oh. Oh, it's almost on the hour.
I was trying to figure out what it was.
Nah, the kitchen's on fire. Ding.
That's the new fire alarm. We replaced the old one because of the batteries.
Oh man, those stupid batteries. It only does, what was it, Energizer?
Yeah. How's your week been? I exploded in chaos.
Yeah. Your week has been chaotic. Mine's just been pretty chill with school.
I have a bunch of lovely stories that I cannot disclose for confidential purposes.
Yep. But they are funny. How's your week, Benji? Because we're doing pretty good over here. Really simple. You're forgetting I still have my Millennium item from my time. Therefore, I still have my powers. Now, I came here to warn you about this duel, Yami. What about this duel? In order for Seto to get into the castle and duel Pegasus and save his brother, he must defeat you in a duel. He is willing to do anything to enter that castle. Duel with everything. You have until he starts walking backwards near the end of the duel when he is in the process of losing, and then hand the duel to him, please. Then how will I get into the castle? A little while after you get to the front gates, Mai shows up with the star chip she owes you for saving her. Take those and enter the castle. Do not tell anyone what I've told you today. And if you don't listen to Hat, I said, and try to attack Seto when he starts walking backwards, Yugi will take control and he ends up afraid of you. And if it wasn't for Taya, would have quit dueling forever because of his fear of you. Where's the grammar in here? Dear Lord.
I mean, you see the quotation marks, don't you?
Yeah, I see that, and then there's one period, and then there's all this. But at least, like, she's spacing it out.
She remembered the space bar existed.
Exactly.
Hooray!
Lovely chaos sounds. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
I'm just messing with the camera, I guess.
Oh yeah, you can see from on the other side, too. Wow. Okay, I will take your advice. It's like, wow. Oh, I skipped the part. Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Take control again, blah, blah, blah. That actually happened during this duel with Mai in the finals halfway through. He finally gave in and started to trust you again, but it nearly cost him the duel in the process because the first half he was fighting against you and wasn't focused on the duel, and so made sloppy moves while most of his attention was on you. Okay, I'll take your advice. Plot averted, because I'm going to trust this random child that just came here.
No, I mean, she looks identical to myself.
Weird.
I mean, that most people will call that a doppelganger, but you know.
I was basically in the hospice for a week. What were you doing in the hospice for a week? Or I guess better yet, what weren't you doing to get in the hospice for a week? Because I hope you're not dying too. You got too many people dying around these days.
I mean, I don't think they're just around when they're dying.
Right, they're floating. Woo!
There might be a ground, but not around.
They're around at the ground. Everybody likes to decompose.
That's what the graveyard's for.
It's the graveyard's for? Oh. I guess they're musicians because they're all decomposing.
I mean, they compose to decompose.
True. Okay, I'll take your advice to throw the duel to Kaiba, and when he starts to walk backwards, does that mean he was willing to die to win the duel, though? Sadly, yes. He stood on the ledge, not the edge, the ledge, and gave you the choice. Attack and take the chance of the force knocking him backwards and making him fall to his doom, or don't attack and have his blue eyes finish off your life points. He stared at me, stunned, before nodding at the determination in his violent orbs. Oh, violet orbs. I kind of like violent orbs better. I soon faded back to the real world to watch the duel that both impacted my father's and Uncle Seto's lives greatly. Hopefully Yami takes my advice and does as I told him like he said he would, but I really don't know since that Pharaoh can be quite reckless when he wants to be.
I really don't like that story.
What about him? Wait, what was it? At the bottom? Where am I reading?
I just don't think the...
Oh. Oh, I did read that correctly.
What? Oh, the chapter title?
Yeah. Oh, man. Can be quite reckless when he wants to be, and that quit often from other stories Dad told me about anyways. Is it where it ends? You've reached the end of the publication. Last updated July 2016. Oh. Oh, it's not even super old. Oh, I had to aid old people changing their dietary diapers at the theater. I'm qualified for the first day, but I don't know about old people's diapers. It's a different environment. I'll put it that way. It's not bad, but you're doing good things for people.
Changing their diapers, obviously that's a good thing.
Well, I mean, you can have stinky people. That's awkward. All right, we're going to jump into your stories now. Yuck, 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 yuck. No bad words here. Yet. At least this is, like, grammatically written.
Most of it.
I think so. Okay, the Saintess took too long. There is a corruption destroying the dungeon, eating it away from multiple territories, and unchecked by anyone or anything about... Or, oh my god, can't read! Unchecked by anyone or anything without the special gift of the Saintess to stop it. That is, until... How do I say that? Korea?
Where are we looking?
Korea!
Yeah, you can just pronounce that however you want.
Korea. Kora. I like Kora's tacos. I mean, pancakes.
It's Cora's breakfast.
I was close. Kora's tacos.
You love enough.
Hey, tacos at Kora's. Got the sunshine on your taco.
Yes.
Karina virus. Just can't. And the dungeon decides to investigate it herself. All right, let's go.
Oh, you want me to read it? Got it.
No, I'll read it and you can join halfway. The intimidation is real. There, let's make it big.
You know I can read my own writing, right? Ah, that's too big.
I don't know. Okay, let's go.
You want me to start?
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty, let's put this down.
I'm a white sock, and you're a black sock. Can we see each other? There we go. Let's go. Whee!
Okay.
I can write my own reading. I can read my own writing. Doesn't work that way.
Wait, did I actually get that backwards?
No, I'm just being stupid.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's just a giant puddle. A moment of silence passes, followed by murmurs. My servant of 17 years leans in. My lady, this is the corruption. It is incredibly toxic and dangerous, and will spread until it has engulfed absolutely everything. Yeah, as though to emphasize his point, a bubble gloops and pops, devouring a millimeter of the surrounding soil. Maintaining a perfect and equal diameter to the naked eye, I cock my head to the side. And you say this Saintess is on vacation? We are in the process of retrieving her. Numerous requests have been sent to His Majesty for her aid. I frown. My ex-fiancé? Do we need to? She is the only one capable of purifying the corruption. His expression echoes the exact ludicrousy I feel. How inefficient. Purify, he said. Bring me coffee filters in a glass. You don't drink coffee. But the soldiers do. They'll be reimbursed. Very well. Actually, just bring me everything. As you will, my lady. Short minutes later, I begin setting up the glasses and containers, awarding each a set number of filters. Evicting my personal knight of his helmet, I scoop some of the puddle to begin filling the containers one by one. After 3 dips, the helmet rusts and finds itself swiftly discarded. 8 more helmets, and I record my findings on the board before directing my attention to the servant. You, summon the construction workers and engineers at once. Nearest town, Senna, to be evacuated and dismantled within the next 3 days. I want it pit dug and lined with acid-resistant material. By the end of 2 weeks from tomorrow, I will place the markers. Cease requests for the Saintess. This matter takes precedence. My lady,
the
budget will be covered through my personal funds. I did not purchase this dungeon to have a single obstacle eat away its fortune. Now, get to work. We're losing in the ground. The pedal gloops and pops, springing the men to work, despite the pushback of the citizens. Because, we're colonialists. What do we care? By the end... Sorry.
No, that's good. That's fire.
Despite the pushback of the citizens, by the end of the 3rd week, a working pump and filter had been constructed per my parameters, finished in time to halt the spread of the so-called corruption. Next, a laboratory and workers were brought in to analyze and study the mysterious puddle. 2 months following, a second facility found its home in the neighboring territory, with the third requested shortly thereafter. 6 months pass before the Saintess's vacation comes to an end. On the 7th, her entourage places her upon the threshold of my mansion. They wait an hour of fuming indignation before I permit entry into my office. Apparently I can't read my own words.
No worries.
Pen and documents in hand, I cock my head at the protective grip suffocating the woman comfortably against the hip of the self-proclaimed king. The current season of the dungeon is summer. Can I help you? My servant glances to the pair, then leans in to whisper to my ear. This is the Saintess and the king, my lady. And? The knight thumbs his blade from the scabbard.
Would it be?
My own steps forth to echo the resentment. I wave him behind my desk. You should be groveling on the floor, the king growls. Instead of wasting your time, you should focus your efforts on vanquishing the source. The man and woman startle. The source? I select the document from the piles atop my desk, flip through it briefly,
Wow.
then pass it to my servant to hand to them. All dungeons contain a source. Conquer the source, and the dungeon will settle. At least until the next trial has finished its preparations. This is a dungeon of desperation, but feeling helpless and being helpless are 2 separate matters entirely. And this woman, this Saintess, is merely a selected protagonist to deepen that effect. Then why don't you handle this source you speak of? Plot armor. Passing another document to my servant for delivery, I continue working in the silence that spreads. The question is evident on their expressions, but I choose to ignore it. Multi-generational dungeoneers are always remarkably ignorant to the function of their own little world. One of Samir's tricks, no doubt. Mount Teldon is to the north, at the edge of this region. Question, Miss Protagonist, is how you choose to end the story.
Yeah, it's got the right tone.
She meets my gaze, intelligent eyes narrowed in anger. She does what she knows what I mean, not does what I mean. What I am hinting at. The fool she clings to, on the other hand, remains ignorant and lashes out for an entirely separate pettiness. How dare you address her in that manner? A gesture stays my night for the second time. Laying down my papers, I stand from the desk. My servant leans into my ear, whispering the name that soon echoes on my lips. Yeah, this is the part that we were talking about this morning.
Yep.
It is a very me trait.
Yep.
It appears the previous owner granted you too much leniency, Mr. Crevens. You are but a proxy. It would do you well to know your place. That nonsense again. You can't just... That is precisely where you are wrong. The Dungeon of Desperation opens once per 3 years, and only for a single day. I have been humoring your traditions, but I am not beholden to them. I can crown a new king at any time. This purchase was originally a reward for my servant's retirement, whom had raised me from infancy. That sounds horrible, he murmurs to himself.
Not wrong.
I glance at him, cocking my head. Is that so? I'll need to consider something more suitable in that case. Please, my lady, don't. The greatest gift you can offer me is a simple house in the countryside. Sounds rather boring. It is my dream. A dreadful dream. I will need to investigate this at length once the timer on the dungeon expires. Returning my attention to the papers on my desk, I slip into my seat. Is this because I rejected you?
Why, yes. You broke my heart and tore it into 4, not 2. 4.
The sudden question snaps my attention to the king, who remains crowded into my office for some unfathomable excuse. Tips Fedora, my lady, gets rejected.
My lady! No, you get out. My lady, goodbye.
Oh, you know that meme where it's like he goes into the house with the fedora, like tips it in, and they're like, no, and then he like...
Just leaves?
Yeah.
Reverse tips?
Yeah. The sudden question snaps my attention to the king, who remains crowded into my office for some unfathomable excuse. As though feeding meaning into my reaction, he straightens his back to deliver his next words with a bold, confident sneer. My heart belongs to Camry. Regardless of what efforts you may try, I will not return to you. I flick my focus to my servant, who is just as perplexed as myself. Have the laboratory run some tests on the air quality? We may need to prepare a few facilities for future travelers. Yes, my lady. Stepping away from my chair, I slip past the group into the hall and stop. I turn to look at them. Well? The couple glances to each other, then to me. Well? Are we going? Where? Mount Teldum. Were you not listening? The king looks to his Saintess. The Saintess narrows her glare on me. Their guard stands at attention. We all stand around doing nothing. I pluck a hair from my sleeve. My servant takes it to dispose of at once. Well, then, I wish you a pleasant evening. There is an inn 2 hours to the north. Its accommodations are not lacking. Turning away, I tilt my head towards my servant. Make sure they don't talk the night away in my office. Yes, my lady. Sorry, I just turned and looked at an eye in your, that thingy.
Oh, the stuff that's going on right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, where are we? Oh, yeah. The next morning, I pay a visit to the pumps for an inspection where an unexpected guest wanders blankly. Miss Protagonist! Interesting setup you have here. Those rods? Yes, I know. I have no character voice. She gestures to the pipes poking from the pool.
Oh
A worker
God.
is in the process of replacing them, fully enchanted in acid-resistant overalls and tethered to a ratchet some small distance away in the event of a slip. As per protocol, 2 men monitor the ratchet and the worker.
The
Which
pilot is
realistically
acidic.
would not work very well. He'd be bones by the time they ratcheted him up.
That's fine. The puddle is acidic, so it'll rust and corrode anything it touches. The poles deter them from munching up the walls of the pool.
She frowns.
Yeah! I fully don't understand the science either, but, it works. It's far less costly than the alternative.
I could have this banned.
I cross my arms. You could?
The corruption is a threat. It shouldn't be studied in a laboratory or put on display like some autumn festival.
Says there's an infestation of a monster you have never seen near the village you live in. Do you hide away in your home and waste away from hunger, praying these mysterious, volatile creatures to disappear? Or do you study them? Spend the investment to their patterns and behaviors. Well timed. That was very well timed. You okay? I think you're broken.
Okay.
Her glare hardens.
Her glare hardens. You.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Can't live behind. Oh, wow. I already failed. You can't live a life behind closed doors. And regardless of how you attempt to delay it, the story will end. You call yourself a Saintess? Is that your title earned?
You're a terrible person.
I'm a businesswoman. I guess we swap genders. And this dungeon is my investment. You, however, are not.
The Saintess is still a girl.
That's fine.
She leaves the site fuming. 2 months pass before a report comes from the pipe. The puddle has, miraculously, altered its structure. From Mount Teldon, an eyewitness account places Miss Camry as the culprit. She climbed the mountain alone, without either guard or entourage at her side. And now, she hovers over my desk, sniffling and rubbing at her eyes. It's gone, she sobs, dropping a fat tear onto an important document pertaining to road construction. My power. It's gone.
You finished the story. What did you expect? I asked, moving the pile elsewhere on my desk and offering her a handkerchief.
What now? She blows into the handkerchief, then folds it and pats her eyes.
I sit back in my chair and glance to my servant. No, you've cleared the dungeon. You can do whatever you want. You could go outside.
Outside?
Mm-hmm.
Could I really?
To get more wood. You cleared the dungeon, didn't you? Until the reset, there are no bans on entrance or exit from the dungeon.
What are you going to do?
I'll have some arrangements to make here. The profits aren't going to raise themselves.
The what?
Ah, my hand stopped shuffling through the documents. I look her straight in the eye. You don't need to concern yourself with me. The question is, now that you no longer play a role, what do you want to do? Like, hucks a book at her. Yeah.
The question seems to paralyze her. Not the book, just the question. My servant, bucket of warm water and soap prepared, sits her down, extracts the handkerchief from her fingers, and wipes down her face and hands. Reclining her head over the chair, he leaves a fresh, warm towel over her face.
You can think it over a bit, I assure her, resuming my work with my mind at peace. It's a perk of living your life as you choose.
Why are you so nice? I stole your fiancé.
Who? I mean, yes, it could be interpreted that way.
You're not angry?
Would have been worse if I married the idiot. Huzzah!
She chuckles, affection slipping into her voice. Yeah, he is. You're going to replace him, aren't you?
Would that be a bad thing?
He told me once that he wished to be a farmer. Had even studied for it in his secret and snuck into the fields to serve as a hired hand. But his father never approved.
And you?
I grew up on the fields before well, you know. I got wrapped up in it for a while, but I do miss them, I think. She pulls the towel up from her face and stands. Thank you. I needed this.
She really did.
Handing the towel to my servant, she takes her leave from the mansion. I lay another document on top of the pile, then recline back in my chair. You really don't want the dungeon?
I don't.
Shame. Then I suppose number 3 will have to take it. I need an overseer, and he's the only other individual suited to this task.
I'll make the arrangements at once.
A simple life, huh?
It is what most people desire.
Samir does have a penchant for irony. Have the workers at the lab been reassigned yet?
Preparations were completed an hour ago. Word is in delivery to the other territories. They'll be due by the end of the day.
Good. Can't have the Dungeoneers out of business, especially with the tourists due any day, I sigh. Did she have to take so long? Season's nearly ended.
He dispatches a runner, then returns to my desk to pour me a drink. The protagonist was young and rebellious.
And spoiled, just as they all are.
Did the report say what the corruption became?
I grabbed the document and passed it to him. Yeah, an absolutely detestable and addictive substance of 0 merit.
He flips through the pages. Coffee?
That's what I said. I'd wondered, but to actually have it become reality is just unbearable.
You still have arranged the distribution network, though.
Of course, have to earn back my invest.
That's the perfect moment for the slap.
I have to earn back my investment somehow. Apparently the core is now a dark chocolate mine, so there's at least one upside. I lean back into the chair, lifting the cup to my lips. The clock on the wall ticks to the new hour.
Ah, he bows. It's been a pleasure, milady.
You are officially a free man, Davine. Happy retirement.
Milady! You knew my name?
Tears glisten in his eyes. I wave him out of the office. He sniffles.
Thank you. This is the greatest gift ever!
I take another sip from the cup. He composes himself, fixes a pile, then takes his leave. I glance to my personal light. He regards me at silent attention. The message was delivered, right?
He nods.
A thin smirk creeps over my lips. I set down the cup and leave the office to retire to my room. A hot shower and a comb later, I am braiding my hair on the bed when the phone starts ringing. Davine, of course. It goes to voicemail as I tuck myself under the covers. 17 years of service to me, 30 to my father, and he expected nothing of me for his retirement. He should have known better.
Hey, good evening! This particular project was about a year or so in the making. As per usual, the problem came from finding a satisfying end to the story. But I do not think I have succeeded. Let me know what you think.
Game to my lady.
I would be ashamed, but
Also, like, solely self-indulgent in that.
I could see
Like,
that.
it's my lady to you. Oh, it's just lady to you.
The fedora tipping, cowboy riding lady. And I did say that incorrectly, yes.
Alrighty. Yeah. Oh, and this is the story that I've been compiling all of my stuff into a singular world. So you will see the name Sumer more often.
I'm like, that's not in the thing.
Yeah, it is. Scroll up.
I mean, scroll up.
You just said Sumer's not in there. He is.
Oh, no. I meant like right here.
Yeah.
The timeline has been fun to figure out. Yeah, see, it's not there. You went off script. How dare you? How dare you tell us your internal monologue and thoughts?
How dare I, as the author, instill my will into the story?
It's printed on paper. You didn't read it correctly. Slap.
Alrighty, so we've got how much more time of this before we swap over?
No, I've got like 4 or 5 minutes. Think we get through another story? Improv is best. Improv my chest.
Alrighty, well, now that abuse is out of the way, let's start on the next one, I guess.
All right.
I mean, I
Holy
could technically
giant
read this
font.
in 4 minutes,
Yeah.
but there's... Oh, so I'm writing children's stories now, which, as people might know, that's not my best suit.
Oh God, no.
And this was also a writing project, no letter N. And then yeah.
Keep going.
But I had to make it child appropriate because my younger sister wanted me to read her a story that I was writing for the no letter N challenge because I was using my dad's computer and was downstairs and she was like, "Hey, you're somewhere I can see you. What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm writing." And she's like, "Cool, read it to me." And I was like looking at the story I was writing. I'd rather not.
That's one way to treat your little sister. Evil!
But yeah, I didn't think I should read her whatever horror, thriller, whatever genre I was writing, so I just decided to do a new challenge for her. And her exact review of it was, "It's okay. It's a little long, though."
Molly likes Dick. Dick plays with Molly on Fridays. It's got 2 C's. It must be thick.
Anyways, the story is called A Little Puppy. Piper begged her mother every day for her puppy. She would talk for hours about the soft paws, the fluffy fur, the activities her perfect puppy would do together with her. brought it up at breakfast. She brought it up as her mother added groceries to their big cart. It was all Piper talked about. There came a day when she dreamed about her lovely puppy that she wished to have. As she laid her head to the pillow, her mother pulled the soft sheets up to her chest. The puppy raced to her with all its fluffy joy. She hugged it, cuddled it, played with it as she pampered it. Piper fed it treats. She laid beside it, hair mixed with grass. I wanted the scene so badly, but that just makes me cringe so badly. While the two watched the puppy-shaped clouds. The clouds became stars. They drew the dots with their paws, drew puppies from the stars. She woke up. Fur tickled her cheek. It poked her, like hair. She looked at the fur. A puppy stared back. Large chocolate eyes. Paws that were more claws. A curled tail that wagged like a helicopter. It licked her face, smiled, barked a sweet hello, raced to the door. She loved it. They played with balls.
Sounds hesitant. She loved it. She's like, I don't want to play with you anymore.
They played with balls, they played with sticks, they rolled over grass, dirt, and mud. But there's no and in there because that's a letter N word. They took baths together. She scrubbed him pretty so they could play more. They walked to the park together while Piper's mother held the leash. Her puppy played with lots of other dogs. They played fetch. Oh, whoa. By the way, the weird wording and stuff is because I decided that would be 50 words per paragraph because I thought that was also part of the end challenge.
That was the challenge.
And it really shows.
Yeah.
Piper held the leash. Her puppy played with lots of other dogs. They played fetch. Piper saw a puppy. Blue eyes, floppy ears, tail that swept the grass as it wagged.
Holy crap.
Is this two grown adults into puppy play? I've seen that before.
I have seen that before, too.
No, this is a child and her mom and actual literal dogs in this story. I would not feed my sister adult content in the form of child play. I don't think.
You're like, now you think about it. Did I do that?
Not
Is this LARPing?
Puppy saw a puppy. Piper saw a puppy. Blue eyes, floppy ears, tail that swept the grass as it wagged. It played with a girl at the middle of the park. They played with tag with water. They looked at clouds. The puppy was the puppy of her dreams. So fluffy, with cloud-like colored fur. She looked at her puppy. Helicopter tail, big smile, much smaller. But she loved it. He was the perfect puppy for her. He brought her a stick. She pet his hair like fur. Picked some mud that I had caught. They played together to their heart's desire. Oh, I missed a thingy from there.
Oh?
Heart,
They played...
half quotation mark thingy.
To their heart's desire?
Yeah, heart is supposed to be separated by the thing.
Ah, the apostrophe?
Mm-hmm. The puppy was her puppy. That was all she hoped for. The end.
Oh, no. When you said, like, she loved it, I'm just like, yeah, I could definitely see this.
Puppy Peter Piper Pupper.
Puppy Peter Piper Pupper 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 Peter. Well, I screwed that up. At least you didn't pickle her puppy. Peter Piper pickled puppies. Purple, pink, pant, poo.
But yeah, this is 500 words.
Mm-hmm.
Or 499, whichever. Because I have a tendency of accidentally doubling up on the words. I have a tendency of doubling up on words.
I can tell.
Anyways.
Pen, pineapple. Oh my god. We have that. We do have the pen, pineapple, apple pen. Let me see. No. Where?
Preach mental health, dying pan.
Give me your hat. Where is it? I know we put it here somewhere. Metrosexual hipster. There we go. Oh.
Je ne comprends pas.
It's a Japanese comedian.
Ah.
Pen, pineapple, apple, pen song. I have an apple. I have a pen. Oh, apple pen.
Just in, you know,
Pineapple pen.
je ne
apple
comprends pas
pen.
language.
Yeah. Pen, pineapple, apple pen. Woo, 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 woo.
But yeah, so we got through the story, and now let's go and move on to something less cringy.
Cringy.
My
That's
stories are like
not-
the thing is
they're not cringy.
decent or they're mediocre. I like how I raised this one higher. They're decent or they're mediocre.
This is the bar. This is my bar. It is way above mediocre. That's cocky. I like
Well,
it.
no, I said decent and mediocre, so I raised mediocre above the decent by accident.
Meaty decent.
Meta decent.
Meta decent. I'm
It's
a
like
decent guy.
Decent is the bar. Mediocre is what you're aiming for.
At least it's realistic. Is this realism?
Or is this just fantasy? Close your eyes and pinch me. Do I scream? No, don't try it.
I was like, I'll pinch you. Probably like clock me out.
Oh, so you only have the half Saturday Night Fan-fics have just returned?
It should be the full title.
It
Womp
doesn't
womp.
show the full title.
All right, then we will go to the Switch.
Da, 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 da.
Dedecore. Ba ba ba. All right.